You're not going crazy. You're just ascending. You couldn't have manifested seeing this video if that were not the case. And also, if you're watching this video, I'm about to go into 5 signs that you are ascending in 2024. Because guess what, my friend? By the end of 2024, you aren't even going to recognize yourself anymore. So we're going to go into 5 specific signs that you are in fact ascending, and you're not going crazy, and your body is not falling apart on you. You did not do anything wrong. You are exactly where you are meant to be at this time. So the first sign that you are ascending in 2024, you have no tolerance for inauthenticity anymore. Maybe in the past, you could have maybe like put on this sort of social mask and pretended to be someone that you weren't in order to fit in, to make social situations go more smoothly. But you can't do that anymore. And probably also, like when you're talking to people that aren't conscious, i.e. muggles, as I like to say, I think it's a fun name. When you're talking to people like that, you might find yourself getting really bored or frustrated or impatient because you feel like you can't truly be yourself 100% with them. You feel like you have to hide a part of yourself, and like if you even told them, they would not be able to receive it at all. What this sign can also entail is kind of like this urge to be in the spotlight in some way. I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean we're all gonna be celebrities and you're gonna be like screaming your truth from the rooftops here. This could just mean like stepping into your life's purpose finally. Essentially, the energy is we're not holding anything back anymore. The gloves are off, if you will. Sign number 2 is that you have this overwhelming sense that everything is as it should be. Everything is okay. Even when things are not okay at all in your life, you have this innate knowing that it's all right, okay? And this is you sort of ascending to that higher frequency and being able to get a higher perspective. So what you will notice is that situations that maybe in the past would really trigger you and put you in this negative spiral where you'd get kind of maybe depressed and angry and just having these intrusive thoughts about it, it no longer bothers you. And maybe on some level you think you're kind of going crazy, that maybe you've had all the fucks beaten out of you, if you will. But no, you're just ascending. Sign number 3 is that you are finally starting to see physical, tangible manifestations of like energetic work you've been putting in for years, maybe decades, and probably, my friend, lifetimes. Because if you're watching this, I would say that you are a cycle breaker, a chosen one, a black sheep, whatever you want to call it, whatever verbology works for you. Basically, you've been putting in all this work and you've been struggling. Likely you haven't seen any shifts in physical reality to reflect back all this energetic work you've been doing. However, this year, right now, this is changing. And you're gonna start to notice that you have like instant manifestations, okay? You finally get your just desserts, your rewards for all this work you've been put in. But also this goes the other way too, where the manifestations, they're happening more quickly, more instantaneously. And so negative manifestations, can happen instantaneously too. So you might notice, like, for example, I had this situation where I was like cooking and I just had a quick intrusive thought that, oh my God, I'm gonna cut my finger. And then boom, it happened 2 seconds later. I literally manifested that instantaneously. So stuff like that can happen where you kind of have a thought, it instantaneously manifests. But if you know this, you can make this work for you. Sign number 4 is that you now are going to be noticing more and more that you have like this acute sensitivity to energy. So you might be getting like tingles more often. You might be feeling like goosebumps more often, just seemingly randomly. And other times maybe not. Like maybe someone says something and then you get the goosebumps, and know that this is your higher self communicating with you and telling you that this is something to pay attention to. You might also just feel like the energy of places. You might struggle to be in public crowded places, for example, because the energy is just too much for you. And maybe in the past this was the case, but it's going to be even more amplified now. And like we said with sign number 1, where there's like this intolerance for inauthenticity, there's also maybe more of an intolerance for like dense negative energy. Like you just cannot stand it. Either the dark energy, when you notice it, it starts to attune to your higher frequency and you like bust through that, or it gets out of your reality, or you get out of its reality. But you're no longer going to be able to kind of like tolerate the same level of heaviness and I guess negativity that you once did. And you might start to feel like you're too picky or there's something wrong with you, you're overly sensitive. No. You, my friend, are ascending. Celebrate it. Sign number 5 that you are ascending in 2024 is you're starting to enjoy conflict. Maybe in the past, you avoided it like the plague, and it was scary, and it was triggering, and it was traumatic, because probably if you're watching this, you've been through a lot in your life. You perhaps have CPTSD, for example, and conflict can be scary. But now, starting this year and moving forward, you're starting to embrace the conflict because you know that you are going to level up exponentially as a result of that conflict. So there might be a part of you that's like, what is wrong with me? Like, why do I like conflict now? Like, am I just trying to like be dramatic? Am I giving people a hard time? No. You're just ascending like at a very exponential level, okay? And conflict can be necessary based on the duality reality we're in right now. Conflict can be necessary in order to springboard your ascension process. So bonus sign number 6 that just popped in. So here you go. It's that your psychic abilities are increasing, okay? Maybe you are having more telepathic situations with people where you like think of them and then boom, they text you in that moment. Or maybe you're having more experiences of, let's say, deja vu or something where like you have a dream and then it happens. Or maybe you're just starting to become more aware of your dreams, or you're starting to hear ringing in your ears. Or this could be as simple as just like having an interest all of a sudden to explore spirituality and esoteric concepts. And if you already are exploring that stuff, like exploring it even more deeply, like there's just this strong desire to really level up in the area of psychic ability and spirituality. Like it feels really important for some reason. You might not be able to put your finger on why exactly. Now, if this is you, you're in luck because I happen to have a completely free quiz called What's Your Psychic Superpower? And if you take this quiz, it will tell you your dominant psychic ability, and then I will send you an exercise that will help you strengthen this ability and open your channel so that you're able to channel, your higher self, your spirit guides, or whatever source really you want to connect in with. If that's of interest to you, you can find it via my link tree on my profile on TikTok, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find it in the description. Let me know in the comments, how many of these signs are you noticing so far? And are there any others that you would like to point out? One way or the other, my friends, 2024 is about to be a very, very powerful and transformative year for conscious people such as yourselves. So strap in and stay powerful.